name's Ben. Me and my team had an absolute blast this weekend, and we came up with Tripsee. Sharing trips made easy.
Hey Ben, I heard you made a trip to New York City recently.
I did. I actually posted some pictures on Facebook, and I pinned some stuff on Pinterest, and I checked in on Foursquare. I wrote a review on Tripadvisor. I took some more pictures on Instagram, and I went to this great music spot that I found in Yelp.
That's weird though. That sounds great, but I didn't see your music review on Yelp.
I actually think I tweeted about it. Or, no, actually I took a picture on Instagram. No, oh, right, it was on video.
Wow, okay, that's a lot of stuff you did that weekend. That's a lot of different social sites. It's pretty hard to keep track of. Actually, I ran into this great app recently, and I used it on my trip as well. I've been using it for a little while. It's called Tripsee. And if you take a look at it, you'll actually see, when you enter the site, you get a nice little feed of some of your friends' activities. If you want to see what I've been doing, which you see some of my trips. You see I recently went to New York City as well. And if you look at it, you see just some of my check-ins with Wario. You also see that, I took a picture of my hotel, which was great. I went to Times Square, saw these great dancers, uploaded a video, put a lot of other posts out there. It was awesome. I actually had a friend reach out to me. They saw where I was at in New York City via the app, and they actually gave me a recommendation to this great bar called Pony Bar.
That hotel you showed me looked really cool, but how can I find it? How do I book that?
Well, that's great. So when you're looking at the app, it's really simple. You just either tag it while you're in the app, or you move to the web, and it's actually even more comprehensive. We actually have all my trips laid out there. You have my feed, and then you can add anything you like, even that hotel, right to your suitcase.
Man, I'm getting Tripsee.
So that's a little bit of how we came up with Tripsee, or a use case for Tripsee. Let me tell you a little bit about why we came up with it. So if you look at the travel landscape here, this is a little bit of the consumer journey. You start with inspiration, you work all the way through leaving a review. What we found is that there's a lot of players there. This is a very fragmented market. They're using a lot of different apps for a lot of different situations. We saw that there was an opportunity to make this more seamless for consumers. We went out, before we did anything with product, we actually went out and hit the streets to understand that consumer journey a little bit better. And when we found out overwhelmingly, and admittedly we actually went out and focused on that one specific reviews, we found out that people were more interested in social and more interested in their friends, and they just happened to be using friends via email, so we thought there was a way to improve upon that. And we actually, beyond that, did a survey, then once we came back and said, well, let's get a little bit more validation. And we found that 90% of consumers actually reach out to their friends for input when they travel, and 65% actually are using social for posting content. So who's the target market for Tripsee? And you have everybody from your travelers, you've got your followers, people who want to know where you're traveling, and then you also have planners, the people who are researching their trips. If you take a look at the size of this market, you're looking at the total. If you look at the US, there's obviously a ton of travelers. What we really wanted were those people that are posting rich content. What we saw is that hybrid, those people that are doing both traveling and posting rich content, is about 18 million consumers, which is about 11% of the travel market. Those are the people that we identified to be the key users of this app that we want to cater to. Those 10% that are going to post and create content early on. If you look at the overall advertising market, the global booking market is about 300 billion, and advertising is about 40 billion, and that's about 50% US and about 50% of the rest of the world. How we're different and how we're actually going to make money at Tripsee is that we are actually connecting you to your friends. We are making more meaningful and relevant connections for you. 76% of consumers actually trust their recommendations for friends. That's 49% for some general pop reviews. What does that mean for us? It means better conversion. It means monetization. It means you're 3 times more likely to convert when you look at a friend's recommendation. So what does that mean in the real world? If you take a look at somebody like Tripadvisor, they've made $500 million off of just CPC click-throughs at $1 a click. We think that our clicks are more valuable because they're more relevant, and they're coming in, and because we think that the content can be served up more often. We actually finished the product, and we obviously did the model here, but we wanted to get a little further validation, so we went out and we had some consumers look at the mock-ups of the app that we did, and what we got is, there was good feedback. People said that, I would love to see where my friend had been 2 years ago in New York City. And people also said, you know, it'd be great to monitor and have some sort of privacy and some settings around who can actually see what I'm doing during my trips rather than using 8 different websites with different privacy settings. So that's Tripsee. We thank you, and we hope everybody after this in the alley goes and gets Tripsee.